in mathematics, as observed and reported by many scholars, including the chief white and NECO examiners. A special attention was drawn to algebra, where candidates demonstrated major weaknesses for their inability to read, understand, and solve word problems. This informed the choice of algebra as the topic for the study. Algebra is a branch of mathematics which deals with symbols and the rules for manipulating such symbols. Greek and Latin letters are used for representing these symbols without specified quantities known as variables. Algebra is a lifelong skill. It develops in the students' critical thinking skills that includes problem solving, logic, and reasoning. Algebra is used in many jobs. It is a brain developer. Teachers being the brain behind any good and poor performance prompted the researcher to find out whether teachers' pedagogical content knowledge influence students' interest, understanding, and performance in algebra in Nigeria, in Benue State, Nigeria. Pedagogical content knowledge is simply the knowledge about how to teach in a particular discipline rather than knowledge of the subject matter. It is the understanding of how to represent and formulate algebra content in such a way that it makes it comprehensible to students. It also uses content knowledge to assess what the students know about the content, how they know it. And it uses the information effectively to increase students' understanding. Interest is simply an emotional disposition that stimulates students to engage in an activity such as algebra activities, to enjoy it and continue to engage in it. While understanding is simply a mental grasp of the algebra taught or not. 9 objectives guided the study, 9 research questions also guided the study, and this study could be 6 known hypotheses were formulated and tested at 0.05 level of significance. This study will be of significance to the senior secondary school students, 1, and SS1 mathematics teachers, to the mathematics educational stakeholders, to the government, policymakers, and the researcher and the future researchers. The scope of this study consisted of SS1 mathematics teachers, SS1 students at the time of the study, pedagogical content knowledge, change of subject of formula and substitution, variation and quadratic equations, interest, understanding, and performance in Katsina local government area, Benue State. Related and relevant theories, theoretical framework was reviewed under the Eunice theory of learning by Skinner, and we have also cognitive theory of learning by J.P. Ajat. We have constructivist theory of learning by Jerome Bruner. We have also the theory of the growth for mathematical understanding by Pyre and Perrin. We have also social cognitive theory of learning theory, social cognitive theory of gender development and differentiation by Ossie and Pandora. Conceptual framework consists of the conceptual framework consists of mathematics, the SS1s. The SS1 framework consists of the mathematics, students' performance, algebra, pedagogical content knowledge, interest, understanding performance. It also consists of gender. The empirical studies altogether reviewed were 18 in number and relevant and related to this study. An eclectic approach design was adopted where several approaches were blended together, used individually or collectively. Katsina Allied Development Area was the area of study, and population of students were 10,567 students and 448 mathematics teachers was the size, the population. While the sample size of the teachers were 6, which was drawn using multi-stage sampling technique. And the sample size of the SS1 students were just 200, drawn under the intact classes of those teachers. Six instruments were used for collecting data. Validation was done on these instruments. Two were done under face and content validation, and while the rest of the 4 went through face validation. This was done by 3 experts, 2 from mathematics education, while 1 from measurement and evaluation. The reliability coefficient of this instrument was obtained using Cronbach alpha and Pearson product moment correlation. The Cronbach alpha statistical tool was used in determining the internal consistency of site and solid, while that of the SAP was Pearson moment correlation that was used. And their coefficients stood at 0.87, 0.91 and 0.92 respectively. The researcher employed 5 research assistants and sensitized them for 2 days. And the teachers to be used in the various schools were also sensitized for 2 days. The research lasted for 10 days. The instruments, various instruments were used before, on, and after the teaching session. The documents such as SS1 mathematics curriculum, scheme of work, textbooks, artifacts, and all lesson notes were collected and rated for the sake of obtaining the PCK level of teachers. Mean and standard deviation were used for answering the research questions, while analysis of covariance was used to test the hypothesis at 0.0 level of significance. There was a significant difference in the mean interest rate of senior secondary 1 students taught algebra by teachers with high level and low level pedagogical content knowledge. There was also a significant difference in the mean understanding scores of students taught algebra by mathematics teachers with high and low level PCK. There was no significant difference in the mean performance scores of students taught algebra by teachers with high and low level PCK. Among the recommendations, mathematics teachers should have